Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels, and we are going to that horrible world known as the JRC. But before we do, the usual disclaimers. And first off, apologies. I am aware of the fact that I don't look like fantastic today. I'm in one of my fuck it moods, so sorry about that. Alright, in the description box, you're going to find a link to the article that the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center doesn't want you to read. It is written by NeuroClastic, a small non-for-profit started by autistics for autistics, wherein they surveyed over 900 ABA professionals all over the world regards to the JRC's quote-unquote behavioral modification program. Matter of fact, the JRC doesn't want you to read this article so much they have threatened NeuroClastic with a defamation lawsuit if they did not remove it from the website. NeuroClastic has refused. So, if you could and would be so kind, read it again and share on all your social media. Alright, folks, we also have NeuroClastic's public statement in regards to the defamation lawsuit threat, as well as a link to their GoFundMe. We are crowdfunding in case the JRC has the cojones to see through with their threat. We also have the links to the Agape boarding school situation. Agape Boarding School is a Christian-themed boarding school based out of Stockton, Missouri, that has currently 19 pending lawsuits against it, including physical abuse, sexual abuse, starvation, amongst many others. Please go to those links, read the articles. I will be adding to that section as we do the videos every single Tuesday. Also, we have included the Change.org Shut Agape Boarding School Down petition. If you could please sign and share on all your social media, it would be deeply appreciated, okay? We also got the pertinent links to the Stop the Shocks campaign, including Autistic Hoya's massive archive of massive archive. I like to call it the archive of 30 years of receipts. Also the templates and the ever-present self-explanatory Change.org Shut the Judge Rotenberg Center Down petition. When we discuss the JRC, folks, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips of surveillance footage of people with disabilities being tortured and abused. If you got young children present, please use your headphones. Also, please, nobody 16 or younger watch this channel. We use profanity on this channel. We talk about some dark subjects. This is not really meant for children. So please, just monitor it, alright? Also, it is 10:32 a.m. in the morning. Obviously, I'm brain dead this morning. It's one of those mornings where I wake up and it's difficult to form a coherent thought, and I actually marvel at the fact that I can somehow manage to come out with a full sentence. So, if I stumble over my words, folks, as I've already done, obviously, this morning, apologies in advance, alright? Breakfast of Champions. Alright, where we left off evening before last, 137. The June report states that during a review of the student's file indicated that the student was receiving level 3 aversive interventions for aggression. Remember, level 3 is 45 milliamps. Your common police taser uses about 3 or 5. I want you to think about that. Cops use tasers on aggressive, violent criminals, or just to be assholes, right? Now think about what that student is receiving, who has committed no crime. Think about that Andre McCollum's video. But according to the teacher's notes, the only aggressions exhibited by the student were in anticipation of the GED. The student was not otherwise aggressive. So in other words, what happened was the student's muscles and whole body was tense because they were afraid of the shocks, so they got shocked. Should tell you something, right? That's what I mean when I say they will shock you over anything. Anything. Oh God, now they're going to tell us it's false. Then explain, JRC, why the fuck Andre McCollins was slammed on a 4-point fucking board and shocked over 31 times face down with a helmet on him for refusing to remove his coat. False my ass. We got the videos. There's no explaining away that shit. There is no justification for that level of torture over refusing to remove a coat. But Tiffany, that could have been just the start of more violent behavior. If I were at your school, I'd be fucking aggressive too. I would kick, bite, scream, claw, drag, punch, whatever I had to do to get the hell out of that place. Just saying. No information is given on who the NSED visitors claim this statement and what student was discussed. Again, JRC, you seem to forget this idea, this concept of these groups that come in unannounced. We're not going to tell you who our sources are because we know you're going to fucking target them and coerce them, probably with torture, to recant. Do you think the whole planet is stupid? No, we're not going to tell you who these students are when they come forward. No, we're not going to tell you what records we're reviewing because you don't need to know. Okay? But we could have explained. Explained what? What? They told you no? And you tortured them for it? We got the memo, all right? There's no explaining it away. This is something they can't seem to comprehend or understand. They cannot explain away their abuse and horrors and torture they put through these kids through every day. Because there is no justification. None. Moving on. JRC students do not wear a GED device unless they have exhibited extreme forms of aggressive and or self-abusive behaviors both before admitted to JRC and after admission. See, that's what they say. But remember, we have receipts, JRC, and we know for a fact that you go out of your way, especially during the first week, to provoke those behaviors so that you then have justification to wheel them in there like fucking Hannibal Lecter in Silence of the Lambs and get it court approved for you to torture them. It's not the defense or the flex that you think it is. You go out of your way to provoke those behaviors if the person is not actively showing them. We know this because we have witness statements, both by NSED, an unaffiliated group entirely, and backed up by witness testimony. You're lying, and you know you're lying. And we know this by your own words. Those bizarre behavioral rehearsal lessons are designed to provoke those behaviors. You said so yourself. Just saying. It is clearly not the GED device itself that caused the student to engage in problematic behaviors. Really? It's not the GED's fault. No, it's the person wielding it. Okay? Let's talk logic now, JRC. It is the fault of the person wielding it. It is the fault of your entire fucking school that you're under this concept that you can torture the autism and disability out of people. The fault lies at your doorstep. The blood of 6 students, if not more, lies very heavily on your hands. The trauma and PTSD of hundreds of students for over 3 decades is on you. And you can sit there and use the problematic behaviors, these vague, aggressive seeming terms that you use to lull people to try to bring them to your way of thinking don't work when you put them under the magnifying glass of scrutiny for 5 minutes. It falls completely apart. I'm going through this whole document and I'm barely fucking trying here. I'm not even trying. Okay? What you consider problematic behaviors, you keep writing it in. It's self-injurious and dangerous towards other people, but that's not the only thing you shock people over or call problematic, is it? Remember, JRC, we have Jennifer Masumber's behavioral sheet. Non-compliance. Saying no to applications of the GED. Saying no when it's being applied and they can hear the screams of their fellow students. Standing up more than 3 seconds. Stopping work more than 3 seconds. We have the receipts. Word salad and lies. That's all you do. The student's prior treatment records also demonstrate clearly that all other forms of treatment were not effective. The fact that the student is no longer engaging in aggression is a positive development. Oh, fuck me. Here we go. The ends justifies the means, right, JRC? It doesn't matter how much you fucking traumatized us, or tortured us, caused us to scream and make us beg and pray for death every day. As long as we're not making you unfucking comfortable, that's a success, right? No, not by any definition of the word, you sick bastards. Not by any definition of the word. And you all keep saying that all the other forms didn't work. How in the name of fuck do you know that they tried literally everything out there? Do you have any idea how many different types of treatment programs are out there? Even I don't know them all. I know a decent handful. But there are new ones in development every single day. But you want to tell me, oh, those would probably fail too. You're going to sit there and tell me with your full fucking chest that literally nothing else works. Really? Because as far as I know from what you have demonstrated throughout the entirety of this document, you don't even know what positive behavioral reinforcement is, let alone how to actually apply it as a treatment program. You have told me out and out that person-centered planning is a theory. I was around in 2006, JRC. I was under a person-centered planning plan. It wasn't a theory. It was my actual treatment program. And I was by far not the only person under it at the time. It had been in employ since the early 2000s. And it had already a large success rate. How do I know this? because I was a research monkey living in assisted living that didn't have a job at the time, but I had a little bit of internet. I looked into it. So, 2 programs. 2 of them. But they didn't work. Did you try it? Well, person-centered planning is a theory. Have you read any data on it? There is none. Here's a report from this scientific journal. Here's this report from this Dr. Psychologist magazine. Here's the report from here, here, and here. Yeah. I have receipts. All of us have receipts, JRC. You can't sit there and tell me with your full goddamn chest that nothing works but torture on these kids when you don't even understand the 2 other types of treatment programs, let alone how to implement them, that you've mentioned in this document. If you cannot figure out that torturing and traumatizing and terrorizing a human fucking being is not an answer, you don't need to be a school. You shouldn't exist at all. You should have been closed down and buried a long goddamn time ago when the first student died. Matthew Israel's license and ability to practice medicine or run a school should have been destroyed, torn up, and thrown into the flames and scattered throughout the earth a long damn time ago. And I will not back down from that. And on that note, folks, I'm going to go ahead and close out this morning. We don't get very many reviews on this channel. The few that we do tend to get removed from time to time. So please don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe, and don't forget to hit the comments. I do appreciate your time this morning. As always, we hope you have a good one. And hold out for a couple of minutes. I'm going to be doing my Tuesday Agape boarding school video a little bit early, just to get out of the way, because I have a whole lot of Donkey Kong Kingdom on the Wii that I need to be playing to calm my happy ass down. All right, folks. Bye-bye. I hope you have a good one.